Since bringing in Zen, Team Vitality has been basically unbeatable. And the question everyone has been asking themselves is what can be done to take down this team? Today, we learn what can be done to give yourself as good a chance as possible as we break down the mistakes made by Team BDS in the grand finals of the EU Spring Invitational. We are going to be taking a look at the final game of the final regional of the Spring Split played between Team BDS and Team Vitality. We are going to start things off with the first goal on board with Rise here, and as we roll this forward, what we'll see is Radosin chipping this ball high up on the corner wall. Now, as this ball approaches Rise, he is going to have a decision to make. As we can see, he is on fairly low boost here, not a whole lot to work with at all. In fact, he has absolutely nothing. So now when you're on low boost, you have two options. If the ball is coming close to you, you can either choose to just bang the ball away in the hopes to get a clear down the field that will buy your team some time to get boost, or you can choose to keep the ball close to yourself and try to force out 50-50s with your opponent. My train of thought is that keeping the ball close will always be more beneficial because it means you are more in control of the play. However, what we're going to see in this situation here is Rise just choose to try to get a clear, but the problem with that is that he's chipping the ball away and his teammates are both off the screen to our left, and neither of them really have a great ability to follow up Rise's touch here. So we'll see as Rise plays this ball forward, we'll notice that Alpha is already jumping from the left side there. And now we see Seiko coming into the play trying to get a challenge, but he is going to be beat out by Alpha. Now if we look at this same play from Seiko's perspective, the main question we're going to have is, was there a bit of a mix-up in communication? With Rise being on 0 boost, you would think Seiko would be called into the play very quickly here. Now Seiko might be a bit hesitant because of the fact that he sees Radosin on this wall here and he doesn't know if he's going to turn and challenge the ball quickly, or if he's just going to let the ball go and float downfield. So that might be his brief hesitation here in not jumping, but the problem is this hesitation means that he is basically taking himself out of the play by then going for the ball, since Alpha already has him clean beat. So now Rise and Seiko are both going to be out of the play, and they're going to be leaving Monkey Moon in a bit of a tricky situation back on his lonesome. And as we look at Monkey Moon's positioning here, we see Seiko go up for this challenge, gets beat out. So now, okay, Monkey Moon's last back, and he's in a one-on-one situation with Alpha. Doing the smart thing here, he doesn't want to give Alpha any time on this ball, so he is going to jump up immediately and cut this ball off. So great challenge from Monkey Moon, and it puts the ball into a fairly safe spot in between the members of Vitality for the time being. But now no one on BDS is going to attack this ball. If we flip back over to Rise Cam as this challenge comes through from Monkey Moon, we'll see that he's starting to get some boost back, one small pad to his name, and he's rotating back across a couple more here as he comes back. But what's going to happen is this ball is going to be dropped right into the midfield, and it is just going to be left sitting there for several seconds without anyone challenging it. And the main reason for this is that Rise is going to commit to going all the way back to basically his goal line before turning up to challenge this ball. And he is just giving Zen a free run up to this ball and giving Zen complete control of the play. And with how dominant Vitality has been since bringing Zen onto the team, I don't think you want to be giving Zen free space right in front of your net. Rise being a little more proactive here would have shut down this play before it even could have gotten started. He didn't need to come all the way back for this pad. He already had 18 boost. He could have gotten this last one wheeled around and been in a position to challenge. And as Seiko and Monkey Moon are both out of the play, it would have been their job to communicate to Rise how much time he would have had on this ball to be able to make this turn. Unfortunately, that wasn't communicated fast enough, and now we have Zen on the ball with almost no pressure on him. So finally, Rise does go up for the challenge, but because of the space that Zen has, he knows for a fact that someone's going to be throwing themselves at this ball. So he's going to go ahead and take his time with it and fake right past the first player. So now we have Seiko and Monkey Moon on the backline, staring down one of the most dangerous players in all of RLCS. Seiko had driven up the backboard just in case Zen had played the ball high, and now he's going to come back down to the ground, and here's where we're going to see this play continue to break down. So Seiko, his eyes are clearly on the ball right now, but I guarantee out of the corner of his eye he's seeing Redosin coming screaming in this direction. Now, as a defender on the goal line, if anyone sees a car driving at them, their immediate reaction is, oh yeah, I'm getting demoed here, I need to try to avoid this. And that's what Seiko's going to try to do. He's going to jump up in the air to try to avoid the demo, and try to get a 50-50 basically at the same time. The problem is that Redosin is actually faking the bump on Seiko, and is instead going for Monkey Moon. And as we'll see here, Redosin clearly going off to the right, so Seiko could just keep his wheels on the ground and full send towards Zen to try to get this ball off of him. But he gets spooked by Redosin, jumps up in the air, and now he's in a very awkward position. Again, Seiko has already jumped, so Zen has full say of what's going on here. Zen plays it perfectly, pushes it around him. Monkey Moon does avoid the bump from Redosin. However, he does not have the boost or the momentum to be able to get back to stop the shot coming through from Zen. We fast forward a little bit with BDS still being down 1-0, but now they are pushing on offense with Rise bringing the ball around the corner here. Unfortunately, not much comes of that, and it gets immediately cleared downfield by Zen. Luckily, though, it will not be on target, but our main focus here is going to be the movement of both Seiko and Rise. So Monkey Moon here is going to recognize that he has time to control this ball. There's no pressure on him, so he's going to take his time, take the ball up the wall, and force out a challenge with Redosin. This is exactly what we like to see players do. But now the main focus is here on Seiko. So as you saw, as he was coming back, he was checking back towards the net, and there was no sign of Rise. Seiko does see that Monkey Moon has control of this ball, so he's kind of starting to creep forward, probably expecting that Rise will be back momentarily, so even if this ball does get past Monkey Moon, Rise will be coming in and will be able to make the save, and Seiko can then rotate around behind Rise. So as we roll this forward, we'll see that Monkey Moon does a great job of faking Redosin out, Seiko positioning himself a little further forward in case a 50-50 or a pass comes through from Monkey Moon. Monkey Moon does rush the touch a little bit and just gives the free ball away to Alpha, but as Seiko takes ball cam back off and looks behind him, we'll see that Rise is just now coming back, and that took a little bit longer than we might have expected, and we'll check on where Rise was in a second, but as you see, it just leads directly to a goal. Now there's a couple of issues with this, right? Because number one, communication should be very clear on how far away a player is from being back, and if you have that communication, Seiko would have known not to push forward. So there is again a breakdown in communication on the side of Team BDS that leads to an open net. And if we flip over to Rise, we'll see what actually happened here. So he picks up one boost pad here as Monkey Moon's getting set to take control of this ball. Another boost pad here, and now it looks like he's going to cut across the field. Now, from Rise's perspective, he sees, okay, my teammate has control of the ball, my second teammate is back, so I probably have some time to work my way back. I don't need to beeline directly back to net. I'll get there too early, and then I'll make the rotation all weird, so I'm gonna take my time. Now, in taking his time, I would still imagine that Rise would just go across the field like this, taking boost pads as he goes, and then swooping into net far post as such, either going to the corner or rotating the boost pads that would lead in the same direction. Instead of doing that, though, Rise decides he's going to cut all the way across the field, and again, at this exact moment, he could still decide to cut back towards the net to be in a good defensive position, but it looks like he's trying to almost play super aggressively upfield in case Alpha gets beat so he can wheel back in on this play as quickly as possible. But in doing so, he's putting his teammates in a tough spot that it doesn't seem like they're aware of. He cuts all the way over for the full boost, and now Alpha gets the free ball and the easiest goal of his life. This again appears to be a lack of communication because Rise most definitely should have communicated his intentions in where he was going, and if he had communicated that appropriately, then I cannot imagine that Seiko would have just been as pushed forward as he was. But again, another lapse in communication and understanding of what our teammates are doing leads to just a wide open net for Team Vitality. One final goal to look at here in this match between Team BDS and Team Vitality, and it's going to occur right here. And to take a look at it, we're going to be on board with Rise once again. So what we can see here in this situation is that the ball is traveling into Team Vitality's half, Seiko was following after it, and Monkey Moon looks like he might be either heading back or maybe wheeling around back into Team Vitality's half on the left side of the field. Rise has just landed from a challenge and has 0 boost. So most would expect, okay, he's going to look for pads, try to keep himself involved in the play, but not make himself super awkward with the low boost that he does have, seeing as how he has 2 teammates in front of him who should be able to facilitate the offense while he collects the things he needs. Instead though, Rise decides that he is going to not only drive forward with 0 boost, but he's actually going to flip aggressively into Team Vitality's half right as Zen and Seiko go for this challenge. Now there is a very important rule that I think everyone needs to learn in Rocket League, and it is that you should never use your flip when a challenge or a touch is going to come out. Mainly because you do not know exactly where the ball is going to be going off of that touch or challenge, and by using your flip, you have committed to going in a single direction without any ability to change your mind throughout the animation of the flip. If you're on all 4 wheels, you can quickly turn yourself in whatever direction you need to go, and it is significantly better to have that control than to be stuck in the middle of a flip animation and having to make up for it. Rise has decided that he is going to flip forward here, and this challenge between Zen and Seiko is going to pop directly towards the ceiling. Well, now let's look at the positioning of the players on Team BDS. Why, looky here. They're all in the final third of Team Vitality. I know the time is running out, but you're only down by 1 goal. It's not like we're in a world where we need to full send super aggressively, because if we don't score right now, we're not going to get another opportunity. You have almost a fifth of the game left. There is plenty of time, no need to panic, but it seems like that's exactly what Team BDS is doing. So now this clear comes out, and Rise finds himself just caught awkwardly forward, no boost to really do anything to get back. He picks up the mid boost as he flips back through it, but now Zen has already sent the ball on target, and there is nothing anyone on Team BDS can do to get back. This again is just a lack of understanding of who is doing what on the field for Team BDS. It seemed they were all eager to send themselves forward on offense, and no one thought to themselves, what would happen right now if our opponents just clear the ball over the top of all of us? It might end up in a goal, but they apparently weren't concerned about that, as they were willing to just full send it into Team Vitality's half and give up an open net for the 2nd time this game. So how does one actually stop Team Vitality? Probably the biggest thing you can do is not beat yourself. Team Vitality is one of the best teams in the RLCS. They are going to score really good goals, and a lot of them, there's not going to be much you can do about it. So what that means is that you need to pretty much play perfectly in all elements of the game that you can control. Communication, reading the game, and controlling the ball are some of the biggest keys to success. The longer you can keep the ball out of the hands of Team Vitality, the higher your chances to succeed become. And most importantly, because Team Vitality is going to score great goals on their own, you absolutely cannot afford to just give up free goals for next to nothing. And that's what we saw here from Team BDS, them just handing free goals to Team Vitality, and the result is extremely predictable. And with that, all eyes are now on the Spring Major. Everyone is wondering if the RLCS LAN debut for Zen will be more of the same for Team Vitality, or if another team will finally step up and dethrone them. But for now, that remains to be seen. Of course, if you guys do enjoy videos like this, make sure you click that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future Rocket League analysis content. Additionally, if you'd like to be more involved in this community, please consider joining my Discord, link down in the description below. So thank you everybody so much for watching, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. See you later, guys. And if you're looking for some more Rocket League entertainment, might I recommend checking out this playlist right here, or some more RLCS replay analysis just like this. Or check out this video over here to see if you can tell the difference between a peak clip and an own goal in Rocket League.